of our top players, it's a real grind. It's less of a marathon than 96, and I mean, how would that translate into a race? If you're exclusively going for RTA strats, then it could be tricky. But yeah, we're getting started here. Just giving a little bit of background into the runners, which is always good to know.
It's quite interesting. Like people kind of underestimate how hard it is to actually get your best runs in during races, because I know a lot of people had good runs in the qualifiers, but for most part of the bracket races, I don't think anyone has really performed it close to their best, with the exception of one or two people who've gotten the PB. So in this is a much more high pressure race than the qualifiers would have been. So it is genuinely a lot harder. There's more stress on all the runners. So mistakes can and will happen.
It's actually a very good call as well, because I've noticed that we've had like maybe about 20 races at this point, whenever you're including all the best of threes. And there actually haven't been any times that have really stood out. Actually, the first time that I saw that stood out was Stu's second run last night. He got a 33.25, which was also a PB. So damn, that was really good.
That's probably the best time we've seen so far in the brackets as well.
I think it is, yeah. But yeah, bluesaint lost P speed pretty early here, but has been dealing with it pretty well. But will inevitably be behind at this point now.
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. You can actually get it back, you know, in the two horizontal yellow blocks that expand and contract. I think you can get it back on them if you run across the gap.
Yeah, there are a couple of good places.
The level.
That is a good place. Typically, people lose their P speed after the second or during the second half, so it's a good backup to know.
He probably still hasn't lost as much time as like a death halfway through the level would have been. It's
oh, for sure.
Like
it's probably
5 seconds. Not a big deal.
5 or 6 seconds, and that's the thing as well. It's so much more difficult with P speed, but the payoff for very, very much near runners isn't actually that much. That's why you see a lot of people just go through it, beat the level.
It's mostly just a mindset thing. He just needs to stay calm and realize that the race is far from over. Because, you know, small deaths can knock you off, but as long as all the rest of his levels are good, he could still win this race without a problem.
Of course, and mentioning earlier as well, with Fitz very much being an RTA player, has never known to take a safe strat in his life. These things don't necessarily transfer well over into race scenarios, and we've already seen, like, Silver Star would probably be the best example. Silver Star has got like 33.10s, 33.20s, but he's also got 37-minute times, which, if that was the performance that we would expect in the bracket, that actually makes you very vulnerable. Like very vulnerable, get picked off very easily. So it's certainly interesting. But Silver Star's top times have been incredible, very much with a good chance of taking the whole thing. Speaking of which, Fitz as well, in my opinion, has a very, very good chance to take the whole thing. I actually chose him as the winner of the whole thing for the bracket. Nobody else seemed to, but I think that's I think you're missing out in value there. Fitz is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just going to learn now how he copes in this kind of medium-length race situation, because I haven't seen it before, apart from the qualifiers, which is a different game altogether. So I guess we're going to see. We're going to see what strats he chooses. We're going to see how he approaches it.
Yeah, and bluesaint probably is the person with more race experience in general, even tourney experience. So if there's any sort of tenseness from Fitz, could take him a bit of time to warm up. That's the thing, you can't really prepare like 100% your mentality going into these races, because you could feel like on top of the world 1 minute before going into your race, and then you get into YI2 and you're like, I can't play, my fingers are like jelly, what is happening? But I don't think we're going to see that from either players.
Blue will probably have experience of, you know, having a shaky start, and then it's a race, you got to keep going, clutch it out anyway, and that experience will tell. That'll help a lot. So I don't think he's going to struggle just because of that little blip in YI3. I think he'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, and so far has pretty much continued on as if it never happened. And it definitely, he's definitely doing the right thing. $251 for Fitz. Good start. This is pretty much where we start to see it mix up a little bit. We're probably going to see a bit of divergence as well. Nice E-switch regrab for Blue. 249, very good time.
Blue lost 2 seconds in the dry room, so actually that's
Oh, is that
almost
what it was?
the rest of the level is basically equivalent to 251. So that was other than that, it was very good.
Yeah, dry room, one of those sort of first things as well that can kind of tell you if you're feeling comfortable or not. It's always something that you consider going into it in a tourney. Am I going to lose cape here? It's one of those things. Always makes you think.
For me, it's some days I wake up and I get them all perfectly, and then some days I just always spin the shell up and then have to wait for it to fall down again. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, and it's one of those like extra demoralizing things. It really isn't a big deal, but wow, does that really get you started off in the wrong foot?
In a way, I find it harder to get consistent than some of the extremely hard levels. Because it's just all tight timing. So you can grind away at some difficult levels like Vob Fort or Roy Fly, and you can see yourself getting better. Whereas you can spend a lot of time in that level, and you can still just muck it up every random run.
I put that down. I put that down purely to just how long you've been doing it, because like it's relying on such sort of specific D-pad movement, and that's going to vary so much of the time that it is going to have different outcomes sometimes. You just can't be 100%. So pretty much the more you do it, the more consistent you'll get at it. I went duh, but it really is a just perseverance kind of thing. 263 for Fitz, identifying that good flight speed, or maybe not, maybe just got lucky, but he's definitely going to be noticing the difference between those flight speeds. Yeah, and we can see that Blue got a 260, so must have had that lowest flight speed. 47.
I'm very familiar with 260s in that level. I can't read it, and I often get that as well.
It's teaching me how to grab the spring in this level. Yeah, so you want to like grab that spring sort of as you start flying again with D speed, and you. Oh no, that is not really isn't a good place to drop it.
I actually agree with his decision to not try and pick it up and still make his 100%. Save. He was right to just leave it and accept the half cycle loss.
Yeah,
bluesaint's going up without the spring though, unfortunately.
Yeah,
he needs to be a little bit quick to make the cycle. I think he's going to miss it. Oh no, this is much more expensive now.
Yeah, he tried to grab the spring. He didn't do a me where he passed up on it, but well, actually, he tried to grab the spring and it went really, really badly. But he did well to get back into the cycle. Now he lost that cycle again, but that's not an easy thing to recover from. At least where he had the incident.
Fitz is going to have a little bit of advantage going into World 3, but I mean, Blue will be feeling a little annoyed at himself for the start, but it'll be fine. There's a long way to go in this level, in this race. Did the screen stutter, or did I see Fitz get the YOLO fly at the start of that platform without doing a left-right?
Well, I had to refresh there. It's certainly a possibility, but if he did, I mean, why would you actually ever go for it? Maybe he has like some sort of setup though. I feel like one of those things that could actually be consistent. I don't know.
I guess it was just a really quick left-right, but if you don't do a left-right and you just run to the right immediately, I believe it's a one frame. You've got one frame to take off. I think I think it's that tight.
Yeah, that is a good point though. Any any left right at all, even if it feels like so pointless, does make that freeze. So he might have just done like the sort of insta left right. I notice a lot of people like sort of like hug the left side of the screen, and it isn't necessary. Okay, that's actually an okay backup from bluesaint. This is one of these levels that people try to back it up and then end up losing like 10-20 seconds instead of just taking 2 or 3 seconds off.
Yeah, it's an interesting level in that there's a couple of different flights, and therefore there's a couple of different places you can end up missing your flight, and you have to kind of know the fastest way back up from there. And I find lots of people, and I'm including myself in this, don't necessarily know the fastest way to get up when you lose flight somewhere.
It is kind of a hard backup to do. Funny enough, if you were feeling like super consistent with the wall assisted shell jump, it's probably something to consider. Trying to regain P speed without using that vine usually just is never worth it. It's pretty tough, and I see people do it all the time, and it never saves time.
We just saw Blue. Sorry, Ben, carry on.
Go ahead.
I was saying we just saw Blue take off at the start of Vanilla Secret 2, and he actually bounced on the Koopa as he was taking off. So that was a very last second flight. That was very close to losing Cape.
Yeah, well, I mean, regardless of how this start went, we're already a third of the way into this first race, and Blue is pretty damn close to fifth. So sort of on the face of things, that sounds okay to me. I think Blue has done pretty well so far. I also think Fitz has done pretty well, pretty much only that spring of it so far.
So this Vanilla Dome Fort is one of my least favorite levels in the game because it's a water level, but you don't get a shell to pick up and carry through, so it just feels very slow and annoying. Well, we didn't see him attempt to thwomp us.
Yeah, actually, I was sort of surprised to see that. I mean, it's one of those things, if you miss it, doesn't matter at all, but maybe I guess I'll get an opportunity to ask him about that later. Yeah, so coming up, we've got Butterbridge 1, got an auto-scroller. I sort of did this yesterday, but if anybody has any questions in chat, Super Mario World related, Journey related, whatever, now is probably a good time to ask. We've got 2 minutes of hopefully not dying. Oh, that did look like he was going to get hit there.
Not the worst place to lose your cape, as long as he keeps the flower in this fight. Because you can get it for free in the next level.
And that was actually really well done.
To the fireball. Yeah, it was good. He read it. He was fine.
Yeah, honestly, the way he approached that fight makes me feel pretty decent about his chances going forward in this race. Not that I doubted him anyway, but he's showing confidence. Yeah, because losing that fire flower actually would be a disaster. You pretty much lose like 15 seconds up front when that happens. Well, maybe not 15, but you're getting close. World record in this category is 32.52 by Days Week. Very awesome Japanese runner. I actually believe the top 3 times are Japanese. Daisui, Maiba, Yaku-san, Louis, Retrobob, and Fitz maybe next. No, Silver Star's next, and then Fitz.
Retrobob's actually ahead of Silver Star and Louis at the moment. Retrobob, Silver Star, and Louis all have 32.56, but the fractions of a second put Retrobob ahead of Silver Star, and then Louis down to 6th now, even though he's the top seed in this tournament after the qualifying rounds.
Oh, Fitz setting up for the pipe fly. This is, I mean, it's risky enough. Okay, we've got, that was nice. That really was nice. See, it's funny how I was sort of celebrating it like before he'd actually come out of the pipe, but and actually that is the one place where a pipe fly could be disastrous if you somehow think you've got it, or if you think you've got it and you somehow haven't, and you don't realize. Wow, could that be like the worst thing ever? But yeah, I think that saves probably around a second, maybe a little bit less, but it's a nice freebie. Sorry, it's not free. It isn't free.
It's a little bit tricky, and it always scares me a little bit, the Koopas at the end.
Yeah.
But obviously he had a strategy to stomp on all of them, so he kind of knew what he was doing, but...
Yeah, it's sort of weird. Like,
yeah,
that was intended, but it didn't look consistent, but it must be consistent. This is Fitz we're talking about.
at the same time, there's nothing really much else you can do in that level to speed it up, so if there's one trick you want to learn in that level that'll speed it up, it's that.
What are you talking about? If there's one trick you want to learn, it's Vine Swag. Of course. No, we didn't actually see any Vine Swag, I don't think.
We didn't see any attempts at it at all, I don't think.
Now, will Fitz switch? No, he's not switching to Fireflower here. Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
So that flight can be a little bit scary. If you have the fastest flying speed, you can often fly right into the Podoboos.
Oh,
but
really?
I think...
Oh
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that was so good. Sorry for interrupting.
254 doors, very good.
Yeah, and he was only a couple of frames off of 55 as well. Incredible. Very, very nice. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. This room's pretty good. Okay, so
Blue didn't get P-Speed, and then he got P-Speed later on. That was very scary, because you can easily... Yes. Oh my god, Blue, you're giving me a heart attack.
So his first sort of dropping P-Speed in this room, I'm pretty sure that was intentional. It looked very, very intentional. And I honestly don't even blame him either. In my opinion, it's very much... it's a legitimate way of approaching this room. Probably the start of caping that room is just as difficult as getting onto those last 3 Podoboos and not dying. So I agree with how he played that, in general.
Yeah, the part that scared me was when he got P-Speed later on and he didn't necessarily intend to, I think.
Now,
because you can fly right into the ceiling.
I'm going to make a call here and say that Fitz will go for wings. I think we are going to see a wings attempt. And hopefully if we do, we're going to see him execute well and not get unlucky. Very nice. Showing off a sort of unique grab. That's cool. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful.
That was so slick. That's really impressive.
I don't even think we have enough time to explain what happened there. Because we're going into FY2, which is a pretty huge level as well. This requires very precise execution, but it also requires Fitz not to get unlucky. If he gets into this wall, he has a 75% chance of clipping through.
And he's got it. That was excellent.
That's it. Yeah, this run has sort of turned it up to 11 now. This is a good run, and he's going to be kicking himself about that spring. That spring cost him like probably 5 seconds. But regardless, this run is hot. This run is really, really good. Which also says a lot about bluesaint's run. Bluesaint is only half a level behind. And I would even make a guess without looking that Blue could probably be in PB piss here.
Yeah,
if not, he's on good potential piss.
Yeah, okay. Bluesaint's PB is 35 minutes 36 seconds. If he's this close to Fitz, he's on PB piss. I'm gonna for sure.
Oh,
he's not that far behind.
We are in there. We are in there. Yeah, I'm really, really happy for Blue on that one. That's awesome.
Yeah, Blue settled down a lot, yeah. After just a bit of shakiness early on, he's really settled down, and this is going pretty well. He's only 1 level behind, and it's a short level. It's a short flyover level behind, and that's it.
And who knows, Fitz might even be feeling the same as me. It's like, oh look, I'm on low 33 pace. Wait, what? I'm barely ahead? Like, that can be really, really unsettling. Wow, very, very well done from Fitz. And again, this is him going up against someone with the knowledge of them having like a mid 35, 36, like around that time. That can be very, very intimidating. Feeling like you're getting sort of sharked almost. But Blue has been doing, yeah, Blue has been doing really well. It's been a good race.
Yeah, Fitz having no trouble in Roy's castle. We've seen quite a few deaths in that castle, but he had no trouble at all. He has his strats nailed down, just like he has in most of the other levels.
Yes, exactly. The shaky screen is actually subpixel manipulation.
Blue's in trouble here. Oh no.
Oh no, really?
Yeah,
oh no!
So what happened?
No! Why? Okay, well, at
what
least
happened was
Go ahead.
he was in the wrong position. He was too early to do the full dive bomb, so he wanted to float a little bit and then do a dive bomb. But obviously you have to tap left really quickly,
Yeah,
and he tapped left too early, so he didn't get the the full bounce back.
And doing like a half pump as well doesn't often lend itself well to like getting a dive bomb like quickly out of that. Yeah, I guess my restream is a little bit behind. Obviously, me not wanting to believe that anything had happened, but dang, dude. Well,
we did see Fitz attempt to grab the Koopa in midair instead of the traditional unit cape of picking up the spring. That was fantastic.
Yeah, nice one.
We can see Blue executing Wi-Fi perfectly the second time round, so that's just... he's going to be thinking, why didn't I do this last run? And it's just really frustrating. But he's through now, so...
You see, the really sad thing is he can probably still PB as well. Well, I mean, he can definitely PB, but I'm sort of saying, given, like, sort of not playing against your summer best, like, he's on a good run still. And that's going to be the most frustrating thing. I don't want it to be a self-fulfilling prophecy, but I know that that's going to be hard to deal with. Like, I've been doing tournaments for years as well, and there isn't very much that tilts me in these, but dying in Roy really... It feels so unfair as well, even though it's usually, you know, up to you.
I think basically every Mario runner ever has died in Roy's castle on PB pace at some point. It's kind of a rite of passage. Most of us many times. But I mean, it's also the first run, and he probably can and should be thinking that, well, this is the rustiness out of the way. This is the nervous race. Next race will be better, and he can execute the same way, fewer mistakes, and he can post a really good time.
Yep, of course. Yeah, it is sort of just a little bit, it's a little bit frustrating to see that, but and as well, this Pipefly as well, like, showing real confidence. This Pipefly isn't, like, totally free. I really am impressed by Blue right now. This has been good to see. And certainly if he doesn't come out of this race with a PB, he must, like, he should know at this point now. Forget the 34. 33 is possible, I'm not just saying that, like, that is... We're seeing 33 strats, like, there's no doubt in my mind. So, there is that takeaway at least. And he has a 35-30 or something, you said? Like, that's... I'm impressed.
He's a better runner than that time, for sure. He just needs to get run together.
But even getting a 33 is pretty tough. It definitely requires you to know your stuff, I guess. It's continuing this run. So far, it's been looking pretty strong. Got a bunch of fun stuff coming up here in Castle 6. You're gonna have a couple of damage boosts, and then another damage boost to get a cycle skip in these crushers. Okay, yeah. He didn't get great flight speed there,
Oh my
so
god!
had to keep it moving.
Ooh. He almost got crushed there as well. That was
my
scary.
goodness. Well, apparently my restream is still behind a bit. This is crazy.
Yeah, you need to refresh your restream, I think.
Yeah, my internet is suffering a little bit. It's not on Speed Gaming's end, it's on my end, unfortunately. My ping is awful. Walls are... Wow!
Yeah.
That's... Oh,
This
nice.
castle is just not going well. This is scary.
Yeah.
If he dies, bluesaint can almost consider himself in the lead. Not quite, but it'll be close. Okay, he pulls it off. But not having any power-ups coming out of Wendy is going to cost him more time.
I just want to say that the second and third hit were all very close. The second hit, he nearly went too early on Wendy. If you go before hitbox spawns, then you're not going to bop her, and she's going to bop you because you're just sitting inside her. And that third one nearly got hit by the Poodaboo's. But not having Big Mario here, at least, is actually really, really horrible. And Fitz and I had been talking about no cave strats, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't know no cave strats from here. Now, also knowing Fitz, he's possibly went into his cave for like 1 or 2 days and it's become a no cave god. But he might actually have to go back for cape here. I would personally recommend not going for it if you're sort of more confident. I would go on without it, but I guess we're gonna see.
Well, he's not picking up the mushroom. I think he's planning on swimming through the boo rings. I mean, we know Fitz is an expert at some of the shorter no cape categories, 11 exit, and I think low percent as well. I believe
it's possible. It's possible, but unless Fitz is doing what you're suggesting for swag alone, I do not agree with it. It just would be a bad percentage play. But he might actually just be going for double despawn. I think if he was to swim through the boo rings, he's risking this whole match for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, he can pick up a mushroom in the next room, we know that, and he can use that to go back for cape, or not if he chooses to, but... Oh, that was so close, Fitz. But he's made it, though, so he's backed himself. But we'll know, if he picks up this mushroom, I think he's going... He's not picking up the mushroom either.
Okay, well, if he's not picking up the mushroom, he's not going back for cape. We are continuing on no cape, but what? Why? That was pretty awesome. That's why, I guess. But
I mean, I've practiced Vob 1 capeless, and I hate that level. Vob 1 I hate, so I would go back for cape myself because I'm rubbish at it. But Fitz is going to show us how to do it. I think we're going to see now.
I mean, if he's going into this race with wanting to win, I don't know that I could ever endorse swimming through that boo ring. We could be going right through Sunken Ghost Ship as we speak again. But that's pretty cool. It's showing confidence at least. But damn, that is crazy. Looking good so far. Actually, sort of did that jump a little bit early, maybe got off a little bit with the jump height there. Or, well, jump height variance. But yeah, that was beautiful. Very, very nicely done. Going into Valley of Bowser 2, in order to get sort of a better sort of sandbar, we're probably going to see him delay just a little bit. You can get away with it. You can get away with waiting for like frames, but we'll see how he... Yeah, so he does the left, right? Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, like it is a little bit scary with Small Mario in the first room, but it is theoretically faster because you can get under some of the bats above the ceiling.
Yep.
And to get your power up at the halfway, so you can get cape.
Oh right, okay. So we're grabbing cape here, so we're not seeing soundbar, which again it makes me ask myself, if Fitz was going into the rest of this match with the idea of I want to go for swag only, we would be seeing a soundbar attempt now. I don't know. It feels like I'm going on about it a little bit, but wow, it's just such a big risk for 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, a sandbar would save about 12 seconds over picking up the cape, but then lose about 6 seconds in the Bowser fight. So
Ooh,
sandbar would be the YOLO strat going mushroom.
that is actually a good point. You know, I mean, I would always pick up cape there and get the double cycle skip. I think that's always the play. Pretty much always. So I actually do agree with picking up that cape room too. It's a solid decision.
Meanwhile, we haven't really spoken about bluesaint, but he had an excellent sunken ghost ship. He had no problems at all with the despawn and the damage boost, and he had an excellent Bob 1. And he's just sorry, this is Bob 1. He's going through this no problem.
Oh.
He's still not that far behind.
Yeah, unfortunate getting frame ruled there. There is a setup at the start of this level that ensures you don't get frame ruled. But I suppose that's the risk that you take if you do it that way.
If you don't do the spin fly at the start, which will guarantee you're on the right frame rule for those enemies, you just have to slow down before them. Otherwise, you're taking a chance. And
yeah,
we can see why.
The rest of that valley fort was beautiful, very very nice. And even though we had some weird stuff happen in Castle 6, I think it's fair to say that this run has been very very good. And while we are still in a 33 pace, we are a favourite to see a 33, which would be incredible for him. Pretty good dark room, yeah. Nice, very nice.
Blue's not going for the cycle skip here though, which is somewhat interesting. You can skip that cycle.
Oh yeah.
But he's playing it safe.
I see. Oh damn! I don't even get to guess time. Check when he went through the door. I'll say 33:42.
Yeah, I missed it as well. Actually, I don't know, and I don't know the timings for the no cape fight either.
You're pretty much talking exactly 2 minutes if fight goes well. It's like 154 with cape 2-ish. I think it's 2 and change. Yeah, so the Bowser fight, once you get in the door, if you've got cape, it's about 154, about 1 minute 54. Without cape, if you're doing it well, it's going to be around 2 minutes exactly. Setting up for ball skip, gets it solidly. He's got 1 more hit in this phase, and then 2 more hits in the final phase. Going to have to throw this one up very quickly. He gets it, very nice.
Yeah, the no cape Bowser fight is something Fitz will know very well from his 11 exit no cape runs.
Yeah, that's something he's probably got very, very, very consistent. Well, we're 1 hit away. This has been an incredible run. GG.
GG Fitz, that was a fantastic run. 33-36.
Damn, dude, that's really really good.
Considering the time wasted in Castle 6 and losing cape in the forts, that was extremely impressive.
Yeah, the time loss caused by Castle 6, not just the time loss in Castle 6, the time loss as a result after that point, you're probably talking like, I'm probably even talking up to 20 seconds, even with the cost in Sunken Ghost Ship alone. That was a really good run. We had the spring incident as well. We had no sandbar. We knew... Sorry, this is Fitz we're talking about. Fitz doesn't go for sandbar, he goes for sandbars, you know?
He goes for all the clips, right? Yeah, it's crazy.
Sandbar clips. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But Blue has to... Well, Blue should feel pretty pretty decent about this. I hope he does. I know it'll be very easy to be frustrated by this, but he's actually played really well. Think about this. If not for Roy play, if not for that incident, Blue would already be finished. Which actually probably doesn't make him feel any better to say that, but this was an incredible run from Blue. If he can just go into race 2 and perform anything like that, he's got such a good chance. And honestly, anybody going up against Fitz 1-0 down really shouldn't have a chance, but Blue has shown that he does.
Yeah, I think most people would lose to Fitz on that kind of pace anyway. 33-36 is a really tough time for anyone but the top runners to beat.
Yeah, I think we've only seen 6 other people get times better than that, even in the qualifiers. Or sorry, actually 7. There's a player below me as well that did. And that was out of like 55 people at the start, so it is, yeah. It would be a big ask.
Yeah, so far in the knockouts, I think we've only seen Retro Bob and Stu get a time better than that. If even, actually, now that I think about it.
Oh, nearly there.
Unfortunate. Oof. Yeah, just losing Cape on the last hit.
GG.
The timing must be a little bit off, but yeah, he gets it finished. GG Blue. Considering what happened, it was otherwise a very solid run. Lots of those levels were very well executed, and I think he has a PB coming, and it could be in the next race. We don't know.
You know, occasionally you'll get these matches where you feel like the only way to really get closure would to see this be properly a best of 3. I'd love to see this go 1 each. It'd be really awesome to see a tiebreaker between these two. But that's, I mean, if we're being realistic about this, Fitz is still a huge favourite going into this match, or into this next race to take the match. But I'm hoping that the bluesaint just does that again, and Fitz gives him more opportunities.
Yeah, like we saw that Fitz had actually practiced all his no-cape backups and levels he hadn't done in previous runs necessarily, and we saw him execute everything really well. Like, we're not seeing any evidence of chinks in Fitz's armor right now, so it was a very impressive run, to be honest.
Well, me mentioning the Valley of Bowser no-cape stuff, either what I said about him not knowing that was wrong, or well, I think we were discussing it, and he said he wanted to learn those levels, so it's very clear that he has. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Actually, there's a video I want to share with people because we're probably it's by Fitz. It's the triple sandbar clip. We're not going to. So to say we're not going to see this in the race, but this is Fitz. Who knows?
Are you sure we're not going to see that in the race, Ben? Because I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all.
Yeah, it's so hilarious what he does sometimes. And we definitely saw signs of that earlier anyway.
Yeah, this is the first of a possible 3 races. There will be at least one more. So Fitz is now winning the series 1-0. There's going to be one more, and if Blue equalizes, we'll have a 3rd race.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome clip. That Fitz isn't just bringing good runs, but he's like bringing new stuff to runs. Not just like new tricks or new tech, but like a new way of looking at the game. And it's been awesome having Fitz about. Like, Fitz, not like a game changer. He's really just like shaking it up a bit. It's awesome.
So all the players are ready, the restreamer's ready. So this next race, you're going to see it within a minute, starting very shortly. Nice. So we're straight into the 2nd race, which is excellent.
Well, I want to wish my favorite Swedish player the best of luck. Is Fitz also my favorite Irish player, Shitty?
Fitz could be your favorite Irish player. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I should be your least favorite Irish player, Ben, because I might bop you someday.
Is that because of YI4 exclusively?
Well, I mean, you're my least favorite Irish player because every time you talk about me while commenting on one of my runs, I make a massive mistake. So,
Well, at least I know your Achilles heel now.
so you just need to get on commentary when when you're racing against me. Just pop in commentary, say, "Oh, Shady, he's really good at this level," and then watch me die immediately.
Did we see any 361s last time? I don't feel like we did. Probably would have mentioned.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I might have missed it. I wasn't sure.
But yeah, we're doing it again. Yeah, with the pace that bluesaint was on last time, I'm very hopeful of a PB. He definitely could get a PB. I think that would actually happen a lot of the time, given how he's been playing. Wow, I was hopeful of a 361 there. They both went for it, both beautifully synced on stream, but both getting unlucky.
Yeah, it's inherently luck based. It's just about the flight speed you lock yourself into when you take off on the last platform.
Yeah, so the viewers at home should be rooting for bluesaint this time. If you want an extra 35 minutes of SMW at least. We need to see this. We need to see this go the whole way. But yeah, again, like I say, it wouldn't surprise me if he did it. Now I was nearly going to curse his Y3. I think this is going to be a 258. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a little land on walk off one of the corners, so he would have briefly lost his P speed there. And thankfully, it didn't throw him off. He didn't miss any jumps or anything. But 258's coming.
Yeah, so with Fitz being such a top no-cap 11 exit runner, we might see a shell jump. Oh, we see a shell jump! Oh,
that was fantastic. That was so good.
I positive cursed him. Oh, I sort of felt like he was going to get it as well. We
Commentator's blessing there.
I don't think we saw that the first time, but we see it this time. Very nice.
And you can see the 276 is his ending time as well, so that's awesome.
So yeah, Fitz would be second place in 11 exit no major glitches. 11 exit no major glitches, pretty awesome category. It's kind of the category that people, you know, if they're ever gonna do a random speedrun of SMW, beat the game just as quickly as possible. It's kind of it just makes a lot of sense. You don't have like Cloud or Orb or Credits Warp or any of that magic. But yeah, he's got second place in that. He's like 0.6 seconds or something, I think, off world record. Oh, Fitz got a last race? Oh, damn. So he actually got it in both races. Doesn't surprise me.
We're sorry for not noticing last time, Fitz. The commentators were also warming up, not just the runners.
That's almost how I expected it is. Oh, Fitz got a shell jump. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, Fitz didn't get a shell jump. That's the more pressing issue. Yeah, Fitz is incredible at 11 exit. I think I might have just spent about 35 minutes just talking about how great Fitz is, but I think the message is being communicated now.
This race, however, is so much more close than the previous race going into World 2. bluesaint having almost no problems, apart from that one little quarter of a second loss in YI3. So we can see they do slightly different cape grabs at the start of this level. Fitz does the one where you fire a couple of fireballs to kill the Koopa, so you can take off immediately after that. And Blue just does a normal jump and he floats over the Koopa, which we get in your way. And both players just missed the 362, but they still had decent flight speed, if not the fastest. 361's great result for the first level. Alright, we're going into Donut Secret. So we're going to hope for a slightly cleaner shell grab this time. On Blue's side, I think Fitz had an excellent shell grab on his first race. Again, a slight difference in the strategies. Fitz does the normal fly and then spins his cape to grab the shell, whereas bluesaint does the spin fly up to grab the shell. Unfortunately, Blue was affected by the penultimate boss in this game, and that is pipes. Doors being the final boss. So he was docked down on the pipe, but not central enough to go down, which is just really annoying. Why is the pipe green sometimes? If you fly high up on the level, the pipe turns green. If you fly a certain distance up on the level, half the pipe will turn green and half the pipe will turn orange. So ideally, you want the whole pipe to stay orange. That's because you didn't fly any higher than necessary. So that's the deal with the different colored pipes in that level. It's just a small indicator of how effective your shell grab was. Bolt runners having no problems with the doors in Ghost House, so they both get a 283. Donut Plains 3, another flyover. The only trick to this is to try and get the fast takeoff on these platforms. And we can see Blue miss it, but we're going to see now if he has a nice backup. Yeah, Blue knows the backup, no problem. He can just keep going to the right and get his P-speed a little later than Fitz, so he'll lose at most a second and a half. But that can give some people trouble if they don't know the backup, but he knows it fine.
I was just going to say there that Fitz probably was going to get the 63. Flight speed looked very, very good. When I say very good, I mean he got a 51, which is the best. Now, I should actually know what that number refers to. It's something like, say, suffix or whatever. I actually, would you know that, Shitty? What that is? 51
is 51 subpixels per frame.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
and I think there's 16 subpixels in a pixel.
Yeah,
that's like
that makes sense.
So that's the amount of that's what the game can measure. So it'll like give you 51 subpixels per frame, but you obviously it only draws full pixels at a time. So that's why if you've got some flight speed that isn't 48, you'll see a little bit of screen shuddering because it's not an even amount. It doesn't divide evenly.
Wow.
So if you're on 48...
I never considered that before. That makes perfect logical sense, though.
Ben, you need to go and watch Dots' video on flight speeds because it explains all this. It's actually a great tool for anyone who's struggling with flight speeds a little bit to understand what's going on, and it'll help them adjust. So if your screen is as smooth as can be, it means you've got 48 subpixels per frame because it's an evenly divisible number.
Oh, wow.
And
that's
obviously...
variance?
Yeah, so 47 and 49 have a little bit of shuddering, but obviously 50 and 51 have even more shuddering. There's even more breaks.
Stupid spring is so bad.
I know. That spring is something I have a lot of trouble with as well.
Yeah, and funny enough, if you're ever watching me, like I'm sort of the king of ridiculous safe plays, and that's why like sometimes I would even, if I go for that spring at all. Why I would play it very safe sometimes. Springs are like the mechanics for grabbing springs are they're so different to every other item. You can re-grab springs like mid-air and like trying to throw springs E-speed as well. It's so weird. I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like I have a pretty good grip on most of the mechanics in this game. It's just so unusual.
They're certainly one of the most janky objects. It's something that you get when you start doing some Kaizo hacks where you use some unusual spring jumps. You learn how weird the physics of them is. You can get weird bounces when it looks like you're not even close to the spring, and it can kill your momentum sometimes. They're just tricky objects. And oh my god, Fitz!
Wow. Well, we have a race on. Okay. Please, Blue, do not throw this opportunity away. That was very close. He nearly died. What was I going to say, though? I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, right. I know what I was going to say. Get the vine, that... Oh, no. Oh. Like,
he still has an advantage because he has his cape, and Fitz doesn't have his cape. Fitz is going to show us the shell bounce. Fitz is going to try and show us the shell bounce. Oh, Blue, both our runners are having a lot of trouble.
He really just shouldn't get P-speed there. Yeah. very nicely done from Fitz. Oh no. Well, he can,
Okay, that makes
he can
sense.
still get this together. Like, I'm going to try and put these words in order. Fitz doesn't have Fire Flower, so he's going to lose more time. He's actually going to lose quite a bit of time from that unless he grabs it in VS2. Now, okay, actually, fair enough.
That was a nice shell jump attempt. I mean, it's a bit unfortunate. Actually,
it's even
that's
more
actually more
unfortunate
costly than we think. He can't pick up the backup cape now, so he has to go even further, small only.
Oh no! Oh,
And,
please don't take a hit.
oh,
No,
okay.
please hold on to that fire. Please hold on to the fire.
bluesaint lost a hit, but there's 2 backup capes in this level. There's one he's already passed, and there's one coming up here, so he's going to grab this one. So Fitz is ahead, but Blue's got his power-ups.
This is a brilliant race now. Oh no, you should have went for it. Like, oh goodness me! Right? Oh no!
Oh, that shell scared me.
Why?
What is going on here? Okay, this
brilliant.
Okay, we have a race, guys. Now this is the last run may have tricked you into thinking that this was an easy run where everything goes well, but it's really not. Fitz taking a death in the
I would
Koopa.
always recommend Fitz pick up that Yoshi. Even if you're good at no cape strats in this level, A, you're Small Mario, and B, it's still tough.
I mean, even the no cape, no Star World strategy picks up the Yoshi in this level.
Please.
Fitz, please.
Very tough. Now, the thing is, he's going to pick up the cape in that third music block, probably. Well, not probably, he is. But... yeah. This is a good opportunity for bluesaint, and Blue will probably be counting his blessings right now, because... I'll be honest, there was a very good chance after what happened in BD1 that Fitz could have grabbed cape in VS1 and still been ahead at this point. Oh my goodness, that was good to go into that cape pump when he did as well.
I never realized when you bounce on the top of those music blocks, the cape still goes up. So that's something I just learned.
Yeah, it's good to know that. Yeah. Well, bluesaint has an advantage of 15-20 seconds now, but if you can hold on to this fire, that's another 12 plus seconds in Ludwig alone. Now, if you
I'm
were to
actually
take
a little bit.
Go ahead.
Carry on, sorry. Carry on.
I'm fine, I can wait.
I'm just saying, I'm actually a little bit speechless at how much, so much happened, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it all.
Yeah.
So many mistakes and backups and stuff.
That is a very fair point. That all happened over about 4 minutes. But yeah, if you were to take a snapshot of this race, I would still say it's very, very close. Like taking PV stuff into account. But if Blue is able to get any more opportunities and take advantage of them, it's a good opportunity for him.
Yeah, just taking a snapshot right now, like Blue's about 10 seconds ahead going into the fort. He's going to save 12 seconds on Ludwig and probably, is it 5 or 6 seconds in Roy because of the flower. So that will extend his natural advantage a little bit further. Fitz can catch up. He's of course still in the race. We don't know if Fitz's confidence is going to be shaken. We don't know if he is a machine that is incapable of being shaken. We have no idea about this. But this is interesting. I really don't know how this is going to go now.
Like I say, if I was going to say if you were betting on it, exclamation mark bets. If you're betting on it, who knows? The markets would still probably have it very, very close. But again, if Fitz is able to give bluesaint any more opportunities that he can bank on, he is very much going to pull away in terms of being a favourite. But Blue played really well in that first race, and other than the incidents in Vanilla Dome 1, this has been really, really solid. So there's a good chance. There's a very good chance.
This is actually probably a welcome relief now. They get to catch their breath after that start.
Yeah.
Fitz mentioned in chat he has only 3 lives, but he can farm a good few lives in this level. I don't know if he will, but he could if he wanted to.
I just realized we can get the audio switch. Oh no, we can't get the audio switched over. I don't know why that is.
Okay, so thankfully none of our runners are electing to do the fly through this level, which I used to be a fan of until I died in one of the qualifier races. And I have since seen several more people die doing that strategy in these tournament races. So I'm never doing that strategy again. I think what they're doing is just simple platforming. It keeps you focused, and it's harder to make one little mistake which can ruin you. Because if you die in this level, it's extremely costly. I was a fan, but then I died, indeed. So bluesaint finishing the level. We're going to see Fitz going for the pipe fly again. I don't know if he's got it. It's close. He has got it. He was a little bit slow getting into the pipe, but I think he's still just about enough of his flight meter. Because that could be the risk. If you think you have flight and don't, or vice versa, then that's when things can go wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
So not much going on in Bitter Bridge 2. Both runners flying through, no problem. Both of them getting a 262, so slightly lower than the optimal flight speed. We saw Fitz gain about 10 in-game seconds, so about 6 or 7 real-life seconds on bluesaint in this castle last run. So bluesaint will be hoping for a tidier castle this time round. Also having the fire flowers, so this is one of the big time saves at the end of the castle. Fitz blue getting very low to the ground, but otherwise pulls off a very nice cape fly through the room 2. Fitz slows down his flight speed a little bit, I think, before the photo boost to be extra safe, and then will speed it up again once he's past them, which is the safe way to do the fly on this level, if you don't do the scroll strategy that some people do. Yeah, blue having no trouble. You saw how quick his Ludwig fight was, and now we're going to see Fitz. He doesn't have the flower, so he's going to have to attempt to... what he's going to do is he's going to try and jump on Ludwig while he's still in air, and then he skips another phase of Ludwig, scrolling left and right again, so he gets a quick air fight than he otherwise would have, but still would have lost a good bit of time to bluesaint. No dabs. I've seen someone else, I can't remember who, do the scroll strat as well. I'm not sure who. Maybe Classic James or Rems or one of those dudes. I'm not quite sure.
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
else does. It's not just the two of us.
Somebody did it like yesterday. I think it was Classic James. I get the feeling it was Classic James.
Wow, bluesaint completely misses the Yoshi block. That was a bit spooky. He must have had some unexpected flight there. Forest 1 is... It's not an intrinsically difficult level, but it's easy to just miss the blocks or forget about your flight timings. I mess up this level all the time. For me, it's a hard level,
Yeah.
even though it really shouldn't be.
Well, this level is kind of a snowball effect. If something goes wrong, things can really get out of hand. But we're going to see another wings attempt. If Fitz can get this would be good for his mindset. And wow, did I have any doubt in my mind?
That's
okay, maybe
excellent.
a little bit because it's really tough and also a coin flip if you get it perfectly anyway, but damn, that was a good result.
He also got the left dupe instead of the left and up dupe, so it's easier to grab the wings as well.
Yeah, nice bonus. Okay, nicely identified by blue that was too low, but he's not sitting on the ground, which I think...
Oh no, blue got kicked out, unfortunately. He got in the second time, but I think he might have been on a bad subpixel or just lost the RNG battle. And Fitz got in first time, so now Fitz has taken the lead.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, this has been pretty nice for Fitz.
Yoshi, please.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he's finally in there. That'll be a relief. That's so frustrating. I mean, he made a little mistake at the start and he tried to correct it, but I think he was on not an optimal subpixel. It might have been just a 50-50 for the next clip in, and he lost that coin flip. But he's got in there now. He will make up some time on Fitz because he still has his flower for Roy. But Fitz probably on balance is probably slightly ahead. I guess we'll see after. We'll see in the Roy cutscene.
Oh yeah, for sure. At this point, Fitz has taken the lead. Not just like quite literally, but the fire floor. It's only like 4 or 5 seconds, and it's definitely good for Fitz's mindset. He's like, wow, that's a relief. And quite often there are going to be a lot of races like this. You're going in, you're a decent enough favorite, and you just do something stupid and you lose 2 minutes, or just yeah. So Fitz is probably feeling a bit relieved, but bluesaint is going to keep him honest. It's going to be very close, especially if anything happen here. Looking very good though.
Another very solid Roy 5 from Fitz.
Oh yeah, this is
never. It was never in doubt.
Well, hopefully we'll see this go without incident. Last time we weren't so lucky. Nice. Nice Roy fight from Fitz as well.
Oh, that was a sigh of relief. That was a spooky start. He actually tapped left at the very first time too early, and he did a little float, but he adjusted very well.
Yeah, I agree. No!
Oh no, Blue!
I really do not like that particular strat. It's just so tough.
I don't think it's his intended strat. I think because he mistimed the staircase,
yeah.
So he had to wait, and then it throws his muscle memory, it throws his timing all off. So I think I didn't think he intended to carry the P-switch at all.
The other way, damn dude, that sucks. Yeah, whenever you're holding an item and you're in flight, it really limits your options. So that's one reason why holding that P-switch is so risky. If you're not, like, you just have some more options, I guess. But
I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to do the strategy you've practiced, and he's practiced not holding the P-switch, so it's just an unknown thing to him.
That was awesome, especially with Fitz already having the backup cape, but getting the that was so cool. Getting the parade as well, that's awesome. That was truly awesome. It was so good. Yeah, getting the Unicape, Dude Cape parade swag, so cool. Oh, okay, yeah, nearly getting a bit close at that door. But we're gonna see a damage boost here, and probably we are. Ooh, is that? Yeah.
That wasn't Doorfly. He was right not to try it. I think sometimes you just know you haven't got it.
Yeah.
And you waste more time if you try and get it anyway.
It was very close. I think it was on the verge of working, but I do agree that it's probably just better to accept that it's probably not it. Yeah, I like Fitz. Okay, never mind. I was about to say I like Fitz's start to this level. It's very tight, but
it's not happening this time. Yeah, 288 is about 3 in-game seconds faster than he's probably hoping for.
bluesaint probably getting that pipe fly. Yes, very nice.
We probably won't see bluesaint try the same thing Fitz just did, but I imagine he'll pick up the spring. Although he's not flying lower, no, I guess he's going to go on without it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe at this stage he's taking the approach of, I need every second I can get. Although generally speaking, I would always recommend picking that up, especially with him having Mushroom. If you've got Fire... Oh, actually he does need a backup power-up, doesn't he? at some point, so he'll probably pick it up in Sunken Ghost Ship.
The Sunken Ghost Ship cape is quicker to pick up, so that will save like half a second from picking that one up. But I would pick that cape up, unless I forget to. I would pick that cape up.
So you always have to be the slightest bit careful in this room. There are a bunch of charging chucks coming up pretty soon, and whenever you're doing these cape pumps, like they're not super precise, but you tend to rely on that cape pump sound, and they can overwrite that sound. Now, I actually would notice Fitz sort of started flying on screen again, and that's probably why. Because if you're not using sound cues, you'll be using visual cues, and if you're off screen, you can't use visual, obviously. But then if you can't rely on visual cues, you're just going to be using muscle memory.
I quite like what Fitz did as well. I like that strategy to drop down a little bit so you can see the cape bumps to make sure you get the timing right. The only problem is you have to get high enough then before the very last yellow platform, because if you clip that, you can fall straight into the pit.
I use a very analog method of either tapping my foot or nodding my head. I don't know, maybe a bit of a precaution, but it always works out very well. And he gets this first room very, very nicely. Yeah, he had a bit of trouble with it last time, and it looks tricky the way he does it. Wow, what a... That Castle 6 was top. That was so good.
254 door is excellent. I think 252 is the best I've ever gotten. I didn't realize you could get a 254. Oh no! Well, that's a minor time loss, but he has a backup cape, so that won't cost time at all. He'll just pick up the cape in the Sunken Ghost Ship.
I've been really disappointed that we haven't seen any wall clip attempts. Yeah, so going into this cutscene, if you land on the wall clip pixel going into it, Mario just sticks to the wall. It's pretty awesome. Bluesaint,
I've heard it's a dead meme.
Give that a shot. You know how much I love that.
I missed where Bluesaint lost his cape, and he almost lost his mushroom there. He really needs to keep
he might have actually lost it in room 2. I can't really remember too much.
Last run he had an excellent chocolate secret, but this one it is... I think that's the name we often give to it, because it's a very tricky level, and a lot of runs die there.
Speaking of Chocolate Secret as well, I noticed that Fitz didn't go for the Steven strat, but the strat that he went for is the other option. It is 100% consistent whenever you're taking luck into consideration, although it does look just marginally harder. And that was a beautiful no-cape Crusher skip. Bluesaint reminding us that he knows what he's doing. So any slip-ups from Fitz, he's going to bank on that, but that was...
Oh no.
Say anything. That Crusher skip was really nice.
I don't know what happened there. It looked like he did a small little tap jump. I have no idea how he went so far.
It's just...
That looked really weird.
It really is just one of those things. With it being so close, like quite literally in the level, you are just gonna do these like wee silly things, like a bit of variance. Like one of the things I would often do is if I'm in Valley Fort and the spikes are above your head, sometimes you'll just do like a dopey jump for no reason, and then I don't know, these things happen. I don't even really put it down to a mistake. It's just like some random stuff that happens in run variants. Like, it's only ever going to happen like 0.1% of the time, but yep, it happened in his run. Yeah, getting it this time, no problem.
Room 2 is not particularly free without a cape either. It can be quite tricky.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, he has a nice little hesitation to try and keep his P-speed through it. I think he can still make the cycle skip, but it's a little bit tight. Yeah. He has to be careful. Yeah, he got it. Nice one. Unfortunately, losing his mushroom there is costly. He wanted to keep that to get a cape at the start of the Sunken Ghost Ship, but now he just has to be careful and get through the fight.
That Valley of Bowser 1 was very, very nice. That was so, so good. And Valley of Bowser 1 without Yoshi is actually, not only is it difficult to optimize, but it's also very risky to do optimally. Now, whenever it comes to optimizations, A, I think we might see a sandbar attempt here, and B, you know Fitz is not going to be holding it back at this point. He's getting close to being over the line, and he could afford a couple of deaths, so we're going to see a sandbar attempt. I'm not even going to pretend that we're not.
Yeah, it's what else are we going to see? That's the thing. It's how many other clips.
Oh, he gets it. He gets
so
it.
So slick.
Oh, you know that Fitz is going to turn up for the fans. This is... Oh, it's so good to see that. Wow. Very nice.
So bluesaint getting through Wendy's going to pick up his mushroom. He's not going to do the small only strat Fitz did on the last run. And,
that's hilarious. I honestly thought he was going to go for the pipe clip. I was like 90% sure. No, he shouldn't go for it. But it's one of those things that he's really good at.
I actually feel like this is a very restrained Valley Bowser 2 from Fitz. Because there's more clips he can go for that he will get a lot of the time.
Yeah, Fitz only got one clip, he didn't get like 3 clips. Wow. So safe.
Oh, that is not the start of Valley Fort though that he was looking for. He was lucky not to get crushed there.
But I reckon the rest of this is going to be looking pretty nice.
Okay, didn't manage to keep his P-speed for the end, but it's still a very good rest at the fort.
Didn't even do the shady force, wow.
Fitz, you gotta watch. Fitz, you gotta watch and learn sometimes. Slow ending.
Orb.
But
Orb. I forgot last time, and everybody shooed me up in chat.
Wait, are you allowed to say orb? Hang on.
Yeah, it's been 24 hours, I think, right? Or maybe it's not, actually. Maybe it's only 23.
I don't know. Was your ban revoked in writing? We're not sure. Oh, are we going to see Fitz fly? We are. I'm so sad that it lags so much. Because that's such a cool looking strat in the dark room.
Yeah, if it wasn't for lag, I actually believe it's faster, but that room lags like crazy. But again, just another demonstration. Good to see. So, Fitz is 6 hits away from securing a 2-0 victory. This has been another really, really good run. With the exception of Vanilla. Vanilla was where it all went wrong, which normally isn't the case. Especially whenever you go into BD1 with a cape.
Yeah, but, things just happen in races. It's just, and nobody is immune to it. We just saw bluesaint lose his cape though, unfortunately, in Bob 1. He was doing the normal fly strategy, and it looked like he pulled out of it. And when you pull out of it and you get off script, I think that's when things can go wrong.
Does Fitz have anything planned for his 130th birthday? I don't know. I'll ask him whenever he's joining us for commentary. Or joining us for his interview. But he got that ball skip very nicely. Landing that 4th hit. Yeah, it makes me feel better, or a little bit better, that even Fitz seems to struggle with that fast hit for number 4. It's pretty tough. Seems to be the most precise out of all of them, which is weird.
Yeah, hit 4 is the one I just can't get reliably either.
Well, we're 1 hit away. 1 hit away.
Yeah, GG's to Fitz, fantastic. Still got a sub 35 after all those deaths and stuff, and things going wrong.
Very well
Still a great finish.
Yeah, I certainly feel I feel very, very good about that bracket prediction. I definitely think he could take the whole thing. Hot take. Although nobody else seemed to pick him to win, which was surprising.
Yeah, but I mean, if that's going to be a lot of juicy prediction points if you get it right, because of that.
Well,
I actually picked him to get knocked out by Maiba, but I don't know. Maybe I'm regretting that decision. He is very impressive.
you see, the person that Fitz goes on to play, I honestly think that's one of the most interesting matches of the whole tournament. I think it's one of those pivotal matches as well because Fitz is underseeded. Fitz is like 15th seed or something, and he's going up against a single-digit seed. So Fitz is going up against Dots or Cool, and damn, Dots is one heck of a runner as well. Dots has got years of experience, like 3 or 4 solid years of being a very good runner. But if you're looking at the numbers, well, actually, if you're looking at the numbers, it's probably a coin flip. Fitz has that advantage RTA, but maybe Dots has like a little bit more race experience. That said, Dots has also over time had quite a range of times. Like he either does really well or it can be. But certainly for this tournament, Dots has performed very well on every race. I don't think there's any race that he's really like done badly in. But we're going to have Fitz join us in a moment. I just see him. He'll be with us pretty shortly, I imagine.
Hey guys.
You, what's up?
Hey, that was something, eh?
Yeah, wow.
Well, thank you very much for the commentary. I really enjoyed watching that. I really enjoyed the whole thing, actually. So nervous. Good fun.
Yeah, GG Fitz, that was fantastic.
Cheers, Shady.
So, yeah, well, I personally was wondering whether you were nervous or whether you're just a machine that cranks out these difficult strategies, no problem.
Oh, I was so nervous. Butterflies in the stomach all the way. And shaking. Don't know how I held it together. It'll get better, though. Get a few. Need to become a race veteran like you guys.
I don't know. I think you're already well ahead of us, Fitz. Well, me anyway. I don't know. I don't want to speak for Ben. Ben's actually very strong, but I think, yeah, I'm just really interested to see how far you go in this tournament.
Sorry, I was just getting invites out there. Oh, we had the restream drop, but I believe we're live again. We want to double. I think we're fine. Okay. What were you saying there? Okay, actually, one second. I just want to go over and check.
Yeah, Fitz, are you still here? Are we okay?
Yeah, I'm still here. I think we're on. Restream is saying we're up.
Yep.
Okay. One thing I wanted to ask you is about your no-cape strats later in the run, like VOB 1, VOB 4, and so on, because we weren't sure whether you were familiar with those or you've just learned them recently.
I learned them ages ago. The way it is with me, I never like to do a category unless I feel I'm ready. So I learned No Cape, No Strawwood ages ago before the 11 exit tournament. But then that came along, so I completely forgot it all. So in theory, I've refreshed it all. And all those late game small strats went really well. Was pleased with that. And then the vanilla backup strats happened or didn't happen. So plenty to work on.
Yeah,
I'm really pleased though. Between the two races, there's a heck of a run in there. Just the bad first third, the second race, and the bad second third in the first race.
Yeah, I think knowing those no-cape strats in Valley of Bowser are very, very not just useful, but the amount of time that you can save back, even over those no-cape strats not going all that well. As long as you don't die, you're probably saving time over going back for cape. I suppose one issue is if you go for sandbar, then you've like decisions to make. Do I grab it in room 2, room 1 of Valley of Bowser 2, or at all? But yeah, I was very impressed by that. I didn't expect anything less. Pretty
Well,
much.
thank you. But one thing you weren't impressed with was threading the needle as small Mario in the ghost ship. I feel
Yeah,
I've been
wasn't impressed.
scolded by Ben Dad.
I sort of feel that if your goal is to win any given race, that is wow. But fair play.
I mean, I can't see how it's a good race decision, because you pick up the mushroom, you deboost through it, you've lost like maybe at most 3/4 of a second, and then you don't risk losing a minute.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just grab the mushroom then.
You're
Grab the
absolutely
mushroom
right.
and deboost, you know. But I mean, we just want the
Hey,
best.
GG for bluesaint there.
You
Coming
big
in.
GG's to bluesaint.
Tough race.
Blue is coming over and joining us now.
Hello.
Howdy,
bluesaint,
howdy.
how are you doing, my friend?
GG, Blue.
Well, I was hoping that I would do a better race with Fitz, but congrats on the win.
Thank you very much.
I was very hopeful on that second one, but even the first one, whenever that's the thing, Fitz is going into Forest, he's on easy 33 pace, and you're still behind him. You're still just behind him, and that it messes with you. It messes with your mind. Happened to me 2 days ago as well. 33 pace against a 36. I'm in second place.
I just felt like I was rusty because I've been working on my ROM hack instead of actually preparing for the tournament.
And congrats on that as well. I encourage anybody to check that out. !R gives you the runners. Please check out bluesaint's hack. It's awesome. It was debuted on twitch.tv/Super Mario World. Sorry, that's the plugs out of the way. Can continue.
Yeah. So like, for example, I had forgotten how to do YI3, as you noticed, both runs. And like just stuff like that. But yeah.
I do feel that you performed very well in both of those races. A real
well,
pity.
then you don't have to be so diplomatic. A 40-49 is not good.
Well, I mean that's because like 2 or 3 things happened that cost you minutes apart. VD1 and Castle 5 was pretty much it.
Fitz, what happened for you after Morton? Because I noticed that both you and I were really bad at that point, but I didn't see what.
So, Vanilla Dome 1.
Yeah.
I was focused on my new strat. My new strat is you YOLO the takeoff at the start, and if you get that, then you can. There's a delaying very slightly. You can charge through the buzzies. So I got that. So I was, and I was very pleased with myself, and I promptly flew into the pit, which was fun.
You see, it's funny because the second time round, I actually realized it probably was a frame rule play, but I didn't get enough time to mention it because you died. So I'm happy to know. I'm happy to know that my theory. So do you not left right at all then?
No, and if you miss it, you're okay. You only lose half a second or something.
Yeah, but like I didn't watch the stream at all, and I just knew that I went really badly through Vanilla Domes. And I was at Vanilla Secret 2. I was like, wait, I'm ahead. What the hell happened here?
It was sort of funny because he died in Vanilla Dome 1, and you're about to just overtake him. He's got nothing, and then you start having some issues. Then Fitz goes into VS1. He is just about to take. He's about to take the lead after a death. It would have been like such a let-off, but then he's just reeling, and then he dies like 2 or 3 times as well in VS2. Yeah. And even with all of your stuff that happened, you ended up like 10 seconds ahead with a fire flower. He didn't. So.
Well, I feel sorry for you then, Fitz, because I felt sorry for myself, and you were even worse.
Actually, it was great at that point. It was like we were kind of close, and then you were ahead, and then I was ahead, but I didn't have the fire flower. So was I really ahead? It was that exciting all the way through Forest. Just until Roy, it's just such a costly death at the end of Roy. That's like over a minute, easily.
Yeah, like I just missed jumping on the P switch somehow, and then I was just like, well, what did I do now? And then I missed to jump.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but so you said you weren't listening to the restream at all. Like I think you were in chat, but you had.
Yeah,
like,
I was watching, but I wasn't listening.
Oh right. Oh, I see. Well, well, hopefully you would know this yourself, but I was saying, so your PB is a 35 something, right? Is that accurate?
Yeah, but I haven't done many no Star World runs, like mainly
Of
tournament races.
course, like not only that, but I think you can forget about the 34. You can get a 33. You're good. You're playing good enough to get a 33.
Thank you.
I mean it 100%. Like, yeah, no, you just could. I don't have anything else to say on that.
Yeah, for sure. That first race, the 33 was on, no doubt, in the second half.
But yeah, Fitz. Just before we wrap up, the big question. So we're going up against Dots. How do you feel about that? That's actually quite a tough one to have this early. Probably mostly due to your seed. You're underseeded, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, it's my own fault. I didn't do enough qualifiers. Tough matchup. The big daddy of SMW. Be an honour to play him, but maybe not a great matchup for myself. I feel like I've got the top end ability against most players, but the concern is the consistency and race savviness. And
I was just about to say that Dots is probably like one of the most consistent at like just below the top level.
Yeah,
so you can't just count on him doing pretty much the same thing every single round.
Dots is a mixed bag, but I kind of feel like he's very similar to me in race scenarios where if you give him any chance at all, he's just going to punish you for it.
You don't see silly plays like me in the ghost ship.
What happened in the ghost ship?
but at the same time, Dots is vulnerable in the same way I'm vulnerable. That if you put a run together that's even going like semi-well, you can put yourself outside of his range and he can catch up with you. Not realistically anyway. Like if you're getting anything sub 3320, in my opinion, you win. Well, if you didn't win, like wow, then GG. But
yeah, good advice. Get to world record and win.
Yeah, thanks, Ben.
It is like that. Obviously this is about fun. It's not too serious, but making a decision like you did in Sunken Ghost Ship, unless it was like it would be different if it was tied, but you couldn't make decisions like that against Dots. So I don't know. I'm sure you'll be thinking about it a lot, but your performance today has been really, really solid, and it should make you feel good about round 3.
But anyway, like, thank you, Fitz, for the race, and thanks, Speed Gaming, for the tournament. Even though I've not been in it for long, it's fun. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'd like to echo that. Cheers, Blue. Love the comment, you guys, and thank you for everyone behind the scenes. I'm sorry I don't even know who you are, but I know there's a lot of work from the Speed Gaming guys. Thank you.
Yeah, the Speed Gaming team are incredible. They deserve all the credit that they get, plus plenty more. For me, it's always like, once you start listing people, even in SMW, it gets tough, but in Speed Gaming, you've got hundreds of people. So usually it's just best to say, thanks Speed Gaming, great team, great setup, it's always a pleasure. But yeah, we've got more SMW tomorrow. We're going to be moving on pretty promptly now in the schedule. There's plenty more coming up across the Speed Gaming network, ! schedule, and also ! S, I think, also works. So yeah, there's plenty more to check out, and ! SMW, got all the details, the bracket, the Discord, you name it. So we're going to be back tomorrow, I think. So any final words, racers?
It's been a blast. Thanks, guys.
And I hope that you will hear more of me, because I'm probably going to join commentary for matches coming up.
Glad to hear it. It'd be great to have you, and thanks both so much for participating. And yeah, you both turned up today and really, really gave it everything. So thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.